Hello there. Okay. See, I'm trying to get it big energy for the JAT channel. Camera 2, camera 3, camera weird 4. That one's terrible. It's awful. You know what that one is? That's an Elgato camera. And it is, it's one of the streaming cameras. So it should look great, but when it's connected to the Rodecaster Video Pro thing that I have here, not Pro, it's just Rodecaster Video, it doesn't allow you to do color correction and stuff, so it looks terrible. That looks awful. Okay. I have a monitor over here, and so I'm looking at it. But anyways, camera 1 looks great. That's a regular Canon camera. I use Canon 90Ds. Those are old nowadays, aren't they? They're good cameras. It's what I shot my movie Hidden Blessings on. I have 3 of them. I have another one over around the corner over there for if I vlog. I used to do a lot of vlogs over there, and I don't in my studio. That's the control room for my booth, and then there's the booth right there. Yeah, right there. That's the window into my booth. And so when I do my voiceover stuff, and I used to do more of them over there, but now I kind of built this little corner out here, and I like it. So I hope you guys like it too. And I hope you're not hearing the leaf blower outside driving me nuts. Anyways, welcome to the channel. I was thinking I should talk about, I've been watching, I saw yesterday, I don't know when this will come out, but it will have been past, it won't be the same day. Yesterday was, what's today? Today is the 12th of June. So yesterday was June 11th. And I saw a post from Insomniac. They've been posting a lot about Ratchet and Clank, and they said it was 4 years ago that Rift Apart came out. Can you imagine? It's been 4 years. Isn't that crazy? And I hope that we get some more Ratchet and Clank games. Look, many of you come up to the tables at the Comic-Cons and you say hello there, and we talk about Ratchet and Clank, and I sign my Ratchet and Clank pictures for y'all. And I love the character of Ratchet. I love the character of Clank, David K. And David and I have been doing some Comic-Cons together. We'll be doing some more together throughout this year. So be watching for those as we make those announcements. But Rift Apart 4 years ago. Wow. Rift Apart was a great game because, well, on many fronts. One, it was just beautifully, aesthetically, it was probably the most amazing Ratchet and Clank game to look at, right? I mean, what an amazing task they did. I mean, it is more motion picture than motion pictures. Most video games are these days, aren't they? They look more cinematic than most movies do, and they tell better stories, if I'm being completely honest, And how cool is it you can be kind of immersed into the story for, hours on end. I don't know how many hours you can play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but I imagine quite a few. And so they've been posting a lot of stuff because it was the anniversary. It was a 4-year anniversary. I thought that was really great. And they do live streams. So I got to reach out to Insomniac and go, hey, let me do one of the live streams with you guys and play, right? Because I know that a lot of you would like that. I could set it up here, but I just don't have the know-how. I'm going to get some friends to maybe help me set up so I can play some of the video games that I'm in. One of them, I think I've done almost 20 different titles of Ratchet and Clank games. Is that something like that? Through the years, there's been a lot of video games, a lot of Ratchet and Clank games, 16, 20, I don't know, something like that. But it's been over 20 years that I've voiced Ratchet. And I was, of course, not the very first Ratchet. That was my good friend, Mikey Kelly, who is a wonderful individual, an extremely talented actor. And he did the voice of Ratchet in the first game. And then I've been very fortunate to be the voice of Ratchet for all the games since, for the last 2 decades. And so I love that. I don't know if they'll do any more games. It'd be really cool, but it's fun that they've been talking about Rift Apart lately because it was 4 years ago. Wow. Jennifer Hale was introduced as Rivet, and what an honor it was to work with Jen. Now, Jennifer and I know each other forever. I always find it funny. People ask me, I'll get asked on things. They'll be like, oh, do you know Jennifer Hale? Do you know David Kay? Have you met Mark Hamill or Billy West or Jim Cummings? It's like, well, of course, we all work together all the time and things. So most voice acting community is a pretty small community. And if you've worked in this business for any length of time, which I have for, over 3 decades, and more prominently over the last 25 years, really working as a voice actor on projects with all of these folks. Yeah, you get to know each other really well. And we all get to, we don't see each other in studios as much anymore. Now we see each other at Comic-Cons because, well, frankly, we're not in studios much anymore. And also, if you are in a studio, I'd be in my home studio, that one over there, and I would be patched in via Zoom And that's how we would do it. And so we see each other on Zoom now, but to actually get to see each other and give hugs and say hello to each other, we see each other at Comic-Cons these days. And that's kind of, so it's fun that we get to meet everybody at the shows, but then we also get to see all of our co-stars. So that's always really very cool. So anyways, Ratchet and Clank, I've just been reflecting on Ratchet and Clank, and I thought I would share some things with that. The thing I love about Ratchet, I've talked about this many times, is Ratchet is just basically my voice. It's just, I mean, you know, I maybe I control it a little bit more, you know, and it's kind of, he's got kind of a way about him when he talks, but essentially this is Ratchet. And so people will go like, do the Ratchet voice. And I go, I am. I just by the fact that I'm speaking, I'm doing the Ratchet voice. And I've said this story many times before too, but when we would record back in the day when we were doing some of the other games, some of the original games, Up Your Arsenal or Going Commando or, you know, Into the Nexus, Crack in Time, any of these fantastic games, All for One, they would always have this running joke. Morgan, the engineer, he was the sound engineer, through the glass. So when you're in, you're in the control room, and then the actor is behind the glass in the booth. And so I'd be in the booth, and the directors and writers and TJ Fixman, who's the writer for so many of the games, they'd all be there. And Brian Algiers, one of the producers and all of the games. And they'd all go, do you want to hear a reference, James? So what that means is when you go in to do a game, they'll play you a reference of the voice you did. And a lot of times that's helpful because if you're doing a voice that isn't your regular voice, you need to get back into character. And so they would always joke, James, do you want to hear a reference of Ratchet? And I go, yeah, let me hear it. And but the truth is it actually did kind of help. It helped me get into that place, of where Ratchet is. And if you listen to Ratchet through the years, I've noticed there's lots of people have made really cool videos on YouTube of like the cut scenes, the little movie scenes. And he has changed a little. I mean, my voice, I was deeper. When I first started doing Ratchet, I was more here. I was talking a little bit more probably right in this place. And so Ratchet was more like this. And then by the last game, he was like really up high. And I think they thought, well, James is getting older. His voice must sound different. And so they had me pitch my voice up, which I thought was kind of strange because I already have a high-pitched voice. I'm already very close to Johnny Test. But so if you watch kind of through the years, Ratchet's voice has changed a little, but I think for the most part, I try to keep him here. The other thing that was going on was where I was living. I was living in California. I'm born and raised in California. And the last several years of me living in California, I had such bad allergies from the fires and everything there that my voice was constantly crackly. And so there's a lot of that, kind of crackle and haze. I have some of it right now, simply from the fact that I've been on, a 2-month run of Comic-Cons every weekend. And I've been on the edge of, losing my voice to some degree because of just talking so much. Of course, doing a vlog right now doesn't help it either, but sometimes it actually does. When you warm the voice up, so in the morning I'll warm up the voice, you take a shower, you breathe in, you do all these kind of things, and you get your voice ready to do stuff. And so, but Ratchet is my regular voice, and sometimes that can be the hardest voice to do if I sound a little different from my voice being tired or something. Working on a project right now that I can't talk about yet. And they're having me do a voice that's more up here. And I recorded some tracks for them. And then they're like, yeah, you didn't sound as much like the character. And it's like, it's because I came from a Comic-Con and my voice was kind of like, so these Comic-Cons are wonderful, but they're also very hard on the body and they're very hard on your voice. So anyways, just thought I'd talk about Ratchet for a little while and say happy anniversary to Rift Apart. Look, for all of you that ask, is there going to be another Ratchet and Clank game? I have no idea. I hope there is. I think it's the coolest video game series on the planet. Obviously, I'm biased, but Final Fantasy X, very cool, but that's different. Ratchet and Clank is a series of these characters throughout. Final Fantasy, I played Tidus. Yes, it's Tidus, not Titus, for a few games, and he has cameos. I would love to see him come back as well. Final Fantasy X-3, come on, guys, let's do it. Let's go, as the kids say. But Ratchet and Clank, let's go. Let's do another one. I don't know. But for all of you that wonder, don't ask me. I always say I'll be the last one to know. David Kay and I and Jennifer Hale, we'd be the last ones to know if there's going to be a reunion or another game or anything. But wouldn't it be cool if they do? And if they do, I can't wait to see what stories they do, because Insomniac, I got a chance to go for the 30th anniversary they had with David and Jen, and we got to go and visit the studios in Burbank, and what a tremendous group of people there. And so I'm just, no matter what, I have been blessed to voice Ratchet for so many years, and if they do more of them, awesome. I hope they call me. I hope I get to do the voice still, but if they do more of them, I'll be as excited as all of you. And yes, I play the games just like all of you. So there you go. Please subscribe to this channel. Please check out all the other videos I have here. Please also check out my Instagram, my X, my Threads. I'm on all of them, but I'm really only on Instagram much. But you can subscribe to me on those. And then please check out my IMDb channel as well, or my IMDb, not my channel, but my IMDb page. And go to my website, jamesarnoldtaylor.com, and all of that. Okay. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.